Hey, welcome everyone. First of all, I would like to apologize. The net connection went haywire, and so sorry you all were excited. We had around 80 90 people who were watching it live, and so sorry. Yeah, I can blame it on Corona, I can blame it anywhere, but I was the one who made the decision, so it's my fault. So sorry. We are doing this recording again, entire 1 hour I spoke. I am speaking it again, and what I will do is I'll give you more value because that 1 hour I watched that video again and I felt I could add more points because I could see how I was doing it. So yeah, consider this as more because of my mistake, of course. Now let's start. I'm going to change the entire flow. I won't start the way I typically started in the last thing, because if I start in the same way, people who watch first 13 minutes are not going to watch this. So let's go again, and let's start with my introduction. My name is Rupik Shah, and I already shared my introduction in the group. Just for again, just people who did not read it, we have a session on reading, so it's okay. Sometimes it gets too many messages in the group. I have been into training field for over 5 years, trained 8,000 plus people. My e-courses have 5,000 plus users. My social media reach of my company Learn Or is what now 8 million views per 8 million total views. So yeah, it's going good. We are able to impact, but I always had this excitedness of giving value, and especially during this time where we are stuck at home, how to take it to a positive level, because there is a beautiful research work done which tells that the difference between the people who come students who come from rich background and poor background does not happen in school. During school time their growth is same, but the major difference happen is when they are in their vacation, when they are at their home. And right now it's that time for you. You are at your home. How you do is going, how you take your time, how you learn, how you upgrade, this is going to matter. Because trust me, once you go out after a month, 2 months, or 15 days, whatever it is, all other people might have seen Netflix, have wasted their time, whatever, but you have actually learned. And I want to congratulate you, and I want you to see this as a period where you work on yourself, so that once the system starts, you just launch. That's what I'm going to do out here. Now, first, I hope you have pen and paper with yourself, because there are a lot of simple nuggets, but poof, they're going to make you ah. So carry your pen or paper, and let's start. Oh, it's going to glare, so I'm getting rid of it. So write this down. The laziest way to create any habit or break any habit, the laziest way to create any habit or to break any habit is to change your environment. Yes, is to change your environment. That's as simple as it. No matter what tendency you belong, no matter whatever the knowledge you have heard about anything to make habit or to break habit, the best way is to change the environment. Have you written this down? The laziest way to break a habit or make a habit is to change the environment. You find it difficult to believe. I'm sure a lot of you will believe, but I don't believe this. It can be so simple. Yes, it is. Let's consider this scenario. You have a habit of eating junk food. You want to get rid of it. It's 1:30 p.m. at night. Sorry, 1:30 a.m. at night, and you are binge watching a TV series, and you get the urge to eat something. You go to your kitchen, you get that chocolate, or you get those biscuit where you promise yourself you'll just eat one, and by the time you're done with the binge watching, the entire box is empty. And I'm sure this has happened with you. Now let's get back to the same scenario. Imagine you are binge watching, you want to eat, you get that urge, you go to your kitchen, and there is no junk food out there. There's no biscuits, no chocolates, no chips, nothing. There is nothing at home except fruits or any other healthy stuff, makana, any other healthy stuff. That's it. Will you go out from your home, try to find a restaurant or try to find a shop which is open late at night, get the junk, then come back and see the TV series? Hell no. You will not do it. Now that's the important learning out here. I just changed your environment. I made this food go away from your environment and you did not do that activity. If you did not do it, why you did not do it? Did you change in one night? No. Did your four tendencies, you shifted the tendency? No. You're still the same human being. The only reason you did not do it because it was difficult to do it. So that's the simplest way. Now let me give you a simple way to build a reading habit. Just go and sit with a group who reads daily. Just go. It might be a library, it might be a reading club. Just be around them. Just be around them. Don't even pick up a book. Automatically after a month or two, you'll start reading. Just go and sit in library. I'm sure you have experienced it on yourself. You have went to some, I don't know, calm nature place and automatically you felt still, automatically you felt in the moment. Automatically you could have done half an hour meditation if you want to, but at home you can't even sit for 5 minutes still. And that's the sad part. You are blaming yourself. What I'm trying to tell you is just change your environment, dear. Just change your environment and you will shift. Now many people are like, you don't understand, we are stuck at home, coronavirus is there, how can you say this? Then change the room, change the way you're sitting. Yes, those simple changes work. I don't know, my phone is quite away. Again, this is an example. I could have picked up the phone and show you, and now it's a little bit far away. I don't want to get up. That's the laziness. That's the simple productivity hack I use. Every time I want to pick up my phone, I keep it away that I have to go out, so I get focused. Now, if you have a habit of spending too much time on social media, just get rid of all apps. Every time you want to spend time on Instagram, you have to download it, log in, don't save your password, log in and then watch and then delete it, then again log in, then watch and then see it. I'm sure it will not go away. Many people are like, hey, it does not go away, I still do it. You'll still do it, but the frequency of you doing it will decrease. Am I clear out here? Just change your environment. Now many people are like, hey, does that usually work? Does that really work? Does that work with you? Will it work with me? What if it does not work with me? Hell no, it will work, because we are a creature of environment. Our willpower, write this down, our willpower is limited. It is driven a lot with our environment. So yes, the laziest way to build any habit or to break any habit is just change the environment. Now I want to pause the video right now. I want you to pause and think about any habit you want to build or break. See how you can change the environment. You want to go for workout daily? Keep those expensive shoes in front of you. Just keep it. You will get that guilt and you'll start working out. Just keep it. Don't let it go away. Don't let it go in a box. Just keep it in front of your thing. You want to eat healthy food? Just keep only healthy food at your home. You want to meditate daily? Go to a park just for 10 minutes. Even if you don't meditate, that's completely fine. Just go and sit. Automatically you'll start doing it. So first important principle, change the environment. Told you, just because it's simple, it's not going to be easy. Pause, reflect how you can do one change in your environment. That simple change can be, I will always sit in a room, sit in the hall when I'm working and I want to binge watch. I will come in my room and see the binge watching TV series. Even if that change, that's easy for your brain. The moment you go to a hall, brain automatically feels, and now in a different environment, I need to work. When you come back to your room, it feels like, okay, I can binge watch. So yeah, that's the first step. Just see how you can change your environment. Now let's come to the next thing. I get a lot of people who want to change their habit, who want to just transform their life, but that does not happen. And you don't believe it, because part of you believes that certain transformation is possible and part of you have seen that certain transformation happening. I've met a lot of people who can't do a small change in your life, but they have went on from doing a 9-to-5 job to build a big business. They have went from someone who could not talk in front of 2 people, now speaking in front of 500 people. But now when it comes to doing a new habit, it can be as simple as working out, writing things. They are not able to do it, and they want to keep a goal like from tomorrow I will start writing 50 pages per day, 100 pages per day, because they did it in past, that extreme change, they feel they can do it right now. Now you need to remember, and you also know, whatever I say is at the gut, you know it's true, and that is why you're believing in me, that is why you're liking it, because in the gut, whatever I say is making sense for you. So things change, but it takes time, and you know that. And that is why any extreme way to break a habit or to make a habit is not going to work, not at all going to work. When it works, and that is the challenge, it has worked for you once or twice. It has worked for people around you for once or twice, and you want to use this example throughout your life. Let me tell you, when does that extreme thing work? The extreme thing always works when it has a big emotional reason. Probably it might be the birth of your child, which decided to eat healthy, or it was, I don't know, the sadness in your mom which you saw, that you decided that you will go responsible, and it was just a decision. It was in that moment you decided, and you completely changed, and that has happened with you in the past. Now you feel at every place it will happen. No, it won't, because other areas of life you don't have the strong emotional backing which you had. So that is why, whatever habit you want to build, whatever habit you want to break, go step by step. You want to work out for 1 hour daily? Start with 30 minutes. You want to read 30 books in a year? Keep a target of 10 books in a year. That's completely fine. See, the whole reason you need to understand, time is not a constraint. No matter how much people tell you time is a constraint, let go your childhood mindset. Even if you take 2 years to build a great body, or you take 3 years, you have next 30 years to enjoy that fit body. So don't let that, oh, I will take 2 years, I will not do it. But you can enjoy that for next 20 years of life. No one is telling you that. Everyone is too focused on enjoying 2020 that they are forgetting someone has to win 2040 also. And why it can't be you? Go slow until and unless it's in wrong direction. That's the problem. But every day, even if you make a small progress in your habit, trust me, that's completely fine. Don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. I'm there with you. Changes take time. You will go back, you will fall down. So the next important principle, I want you to write it down. Step by step is the way. That's it. That's the simple principle. Hate me for it. You might be like, hey, I know this, why I'm listening to it. But you need to remember, sometimes the revision is important. Sometimes someone just has to drill down in you, and that is what I'm trying to do with this principle. Yeah, the next one will be the aha moment for you. The next principle is going to be aha moment, but this is just a reminder. Go step by step. Now let's come to the aha moment. But before that, pause the video, write down which is that one habit and how you're going to develop it slowly. Either you want to get rid of it or you want to make it. Go step by step. Week 1, I will just go to the gym. Forget about how workout I'm doing. I will just go and stand there. Even if that means doing time pass, I will just go. In next week, automatically you will pick up some dumbbells. In next week, automatically you will do some cardio. That's going to happen. So believe in step by step growth. Yeah. Pause the video, do it. I'm waiting for the next aha moment. Are you ready for the aha moment? If you are cheated, you're not doing the exercise, then this is just going to be a binge watch episode. And I'm sure there are a lot of good, beautiful looking faces out there whom you can binge watch rather than me. Yeah, that's sad. I have to accept it. Don't show this video to my date. She might get angry. Okay, coming back. Now, I have heard many people who have genuinely worked hard, who have genuinely tried and failed when it comes to breaking a habit. Yes, or even making it. They have just failed, and it's not a good thing to see when someone tries with 100% authenticity and fails. It somewhere kills you inside. You're like, why the nature is such? Why the laws are such? But once you know the law, you actually get better at it. You actually know the way to do it. Now the thing is, get excited, write this down. You can't create or break the habit. Yeah, the workshop is about creating sustainable habits, and I'm saying you can't make a habit or you can't break a habit. You can just replace them. That's the universal law. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can just be transformed from one form to another. Same way, the habits you want to create, you want to destroy, they can be just replaced. Now, many of you are wondering how this is true even in the first place. Let me give you an example. You have a bad habit of binge watching TV series at night. Let me put something straightforward. Because you don't have something good to do at night. That's why you're doing it. Let's say if you were so busy that you're working from morning 9 to the late 12 p.m. and you're just exhausted mentally. I'm talking not just physically, you're just mentally exhausted. You're too involved in that work. Will you do the binge watch? No. Let's say you're with your loved one and you're having a good romantic time. Will you do the binge watch? No. Why you do alone the binge watch? Because there's no good habit to substitute with it. What if you create a habit? What if you create a goal of learning a musical instrument at night? Something that gets you emotionally charged up. What if it can be writing something? What if it can be learning a new course, learning a new language? What if you replace it? Rather than to focus on so much on how to avoid it, why don't you replace it? It's going to be so beautiful. Because part of the reason why we don't do good things or we do bad things is because we don't have a genuine good substitute for it. Now many of you are angry, Rupert, this is not true. I want to do reading and I do not have time for it. I'm really serious, I don't have time for it. Now first of all, you need to understand there is nothing known as time management. It's all priority management. So you're not making priority enough. That means you're not saying no to few things which you should do so that you find time for reading. Yes, those are something you enjoy, those are something you're pushed to doing, you don't enjoy, but you do it because of the same thing known as habit. Because no one has trained you to tell no, someone has, or because you were so used to doing it, now you can't quit, even if no, it does not matter, but still you can't quit because of the habit. So I'll give a simple example. I get a lot of people saying they binge watch late at night, and I just ask them, what are you going to do at that time? Let's say if you don't get the sleep, they all will like, hey, I want to sleep. Okay, let's be honest, sometimes you will not feel like sleeping. What is that one thing you will do at that time? I want you to plan your habit not as deletion or addition, just as substitution. If you do that, trust me, it's going to be a life-changing moment. So every time you want to get rid of something or you want to build something, tell me how you're going to replace it. You want to build a habit of reading, tell me how you're going to find those 30 minutes in a day, what you're going to tell no to. It can be, I don't know, you will, if you're rich enough, you will not drive your car, you will get someone to drive it for you, or you'll book a Uber and read in those 30 minutes. You lose out on driving. You are going to get rid of something. It can be just lying on the bed. You'll have to get rid of something to make a habit. And if you want to break it, you again have to substitute the good habit, because the environment law, vacuum does not exist. So when there is a vacuum, nature will put all in to fill it with things. And that's is what happens. So when you put vacuum and air will definitely occupy that space. Please don't create the vacuum of time of idleness out there unless the goal is to create a habit of sitting idle or meditation. So let's quickly revise. First, what did we discuss? The laziest way to change an environment, or the laziest way to make a habit or break a habit, is just to change the environment. Next, what did we learn? We learned about go step by step. There's no harm in going slow. And finally, this is what we learned out here. Yes, you can't break a habit, you can't make a habit, you can just replace them. reflect which is the habit you will get rid of so that you can create a habit, or it is the habit which you will make so you can get rid of a bad habit. With me? Awesome. Now let's come to the 3 important principles on which any habit is based. It can be cue, it can be routine, it can be reward. Oh, by the way, I gave all 3. It's cue, routine, and reward. These are the 3 principles on which any habit you want to make or you want to break are based. Now, what is this first principle? Cue, C-U-E, cue. Cue does not mean Hindi wala cue. Cue stands for trigger. So, for example, I want to make a habit of reading books. Let's say I want to read book at 6 p.m. and do I have a book with me at 6 p.m.? Do I have a reminder to remind me that I have to read book at 6 p.m.? If I don't have any of this, how am I going to read it? How am I even going to remember that I have to read it? That's the sad face. Sounds simple step, but people ignore it and they're, oh, I wanted to do it, I forgot, I had to do it in the evening, because there is nothing to remind them. So the first important step out here, always have something to remind you that you have to do that activity. It can be your friend who will call you, it can be reminded in your phone, it can be also the previous habit which always exists. Like for example, the moment I have food, I have lunch, I will go out for 30 minutes walk, if that's goal, walking 30 minutes per day. Or it can be as simple as the moment I wake up, I will start reading, of course going to after washroom, I will start reading, whatever. Try to anchor it with the previous habit which is already there, or you can keep a reminder. So first example, cue. Keep something that will trigger you, that you have to do this activity. Next is the routine. Now this is the beautiful part which I love about the human nature, is the routine. We like structures, which is like when things happen on subconscious mode automatically. So I want you to fix a daily time. So sorry. I want to fix a daily structure, not time. Because I just said that, and I remember there are rebels who are watching it and they won't like it. I will explain that later. I want to fix a daily structure. So for example, I will read for an hour daily is a structure. What time might change as per the routine, your schedule, but I will read for 60 minutes per day. Now why those structured time is important? You can't be like today 15 minutes, then 45 minutes, then 2 hours, then 0, then after Monday, then after Tuesday, and after Christmas, after New Year. It does not happen. Why? Because there is no structure. Now you can start slow, you can increase, but you have to minimum create that criteria. So for example, minimum 20 minutes per day, I will read 5 days a week. That is going to happen. This has to be the routine. Now the routine can happen, usually I would like you to fix time for it also, but if not, fix 2 time for it. Yeah, it can be at the late night I will do it, or early morning if I can't do it at night. Just fix 2 structured timings. So for example, at morning 9, and if I can't do it, in evening 6 p.m. So get the structure right. Cue, which will trigger you, hey, I have to do this at 6. At 6, you know you're going to do this for 45 minutes at least. Am I clear with this? Sounds simple, but trust me, a lot of people feel out here. And finally, human beings are social animals. Human beings are social animals. So as animals, we get motivated by 2 things, either to avoid pain or to get pleasure. So for example, now you're doing this habit. Let's say your habit is to read daily. You wake up, you start reading, you're pushing yourself mentally. There's so much stress, the mental power goes. And if you don't get a reward, then and there, you will quit on it. You might do it for a day or 2, but then you will quit it. So what's the reward? Reward can be eating chocolate, going for a walk, talking with your loved ones. I don't care. Give yourself something. So for example, being honest, I'm frustrated also. I have to re-record this again because of stupid net connection. And so what I did initially, there was no reward for doing this. Now I kept myself a reward. After this, I'm going to watch a TV series, not the entire one, just an episode, but I'm going to do it. And that's what is motivating me to finish this with more energy, get more excited. So what's your reward? Now many people are wondering, hey, that is not the permanent solution. You cannot always have the reward. Yes, you can, first of all. Second, you don't need it for long-term basis. So for example, if you ever had a habit of working out, or if you know a friend who works out daily, just go to him and tell him, for a month you will not work out. And that person will get angry, frustrated, because that person does not feel like himself when the person is not working out. They do not feel that energy, they do not feel those muscles, they just don't feel themselves. That's true. They don't feel as if they are themselves, because of a habit which is not giving them any reward. Why? Because the process, the structure, the working out for 45 minutes, the reading for 30 minutes itself has now become a reward after a certain amount of time. So for example, if I'm reading for 30 minutes per day and after 3 months you ask me to stop doing it, and you're like, what? I like that process. Even if you stop reward, I don't care. And it's a research proven. I'm not saying something out of the thin air. People who do work out automatically have a better willpower to avoid junk food as compared to people who don't do any workout. Yes, that's because they enjoy the process of working out so more that subconsciously their brain is like, bro, you enjoy this so much, why you want to do this? And automatically they have a more willpower. They will not just jump into things. They will always have the second thoughts, should I eat this, should I not, I will again have to do this, that. That's the simple law. Trust me, initially you will need a reward. So whatever new habit you want to make, first remind yourself what time you will do it, what will remind you to do it at that time, and finally, how are you going to reward yourself? That's the best part. Reward yourself. Pause the video, write on a piece of paper, cue, routine, reward. In front of that, write cue. I will put a reminder at 6 p.m. That's my cue. What's my routine? I will read for at least 45 minutes a day for 5 days a week. Don't make it 7 days a week. You at least need some cheat days. Reward, every time I'm done reading for 45 minutes, I'm going to spend 20 minutes on social media without any guilt. That is what I deserve. Pause to the cue, routine, reward, and then let's come to the part which is most exciting. This is something which I pushed you more to do it again and again and again. Is the 4 tendencies assessment. Boom, pause. Do the cue, routine, reward. Have you done it? Let's start. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have done the assessment. You might be rebel, you might be obliger, you might be upholder, you might be a questioner. First of all, let me give you a background on why this tendency exists in first place. Now you need to remember whatever things we do in life are based on 2 important criteria. One, how we respond to the outer situations, outer expectations, and second, how we respond to our internal situation or internal expectations. Boom, that's the only 2 things. And if there are 2 things, the probability becomes 4. Either I will do this, or I will do this, I will do both, I will not do both. And based on that, there are 4 tendencies based on how I respond to outer situation and internal situation. So let's discuss the first, which is an obliger. As the name suggests, they just are obliged. They will do everything for external. They like structures, they like group, they like people counting on them. They just love, they're just a team player. They will do a lot of things for you. They will do a lot of things for you even at their own expense, and that is where their weakness starts. They are beautiful team players. They will do anything for you, but then one day they will question, no one is taking care of me. No one. And they will get depressed, they will get sad. And even though they will continue doing things for you, you won't even realize that they are sad. But they will just keep on doing it. And just one day they will just freak out. They will quit the job, they will run away, they will hit you, I don't know, whatever. One day they will just freak out. and you're like, what's wrong with this person? Why he or she did not tell me? If that person was so frustrated, that is not their nature. Their nature is never to disappoint you, even though they might hate you internally. Yeah, that's the sad part of it. But see the positive part out here. They respond very well to external structures. They love when people are following up to them. Now, for all the obligers out here, let me give you a simple hack. You want to make any habit or break any habit? Get people behind you. I don't want the entire crowd. I just want one person whom you'll never disappoint in your life. Just get that one person. And don't do things for that person. Ask that person to do things for you, which is just tracking that you, either it can be any habit you want to do, it can be read daily, or you stop eating junk food. Just ask that person to do a follow-up, to always call and ask. Just push, just be angry if you don't do it. Give them that entire freedom and you will see your life transforms. I'm sure obligers, as an obliger, you have tried many times to internally motivate yourself and do things for you, but that does not happen. That takes a lot of willpower for you guys. So please, trust a person, get a coach, the professional coach, if that what it means you. Just get someone behind you. Join a group. Don't join a gym where no one is expecting you at a particular time. Join a dancing class where every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday you have to be there at 7 p.m. People are counting on you to come, or they will question you. Join a jogging group where everyone goes for jogging at 7 a.m. in the morning. Do something. Get in a group or get a coach. That's the simplest way to build any habit for you. Stop beating yourself up because you have tried so many times internally to do something for yourself, but you have done so many things for others and they have worked and they have walked away and now they don't care for you. It's okay. It's now the time to use others for your own advantage, but not in a bad way. Just clearly put forward in front of them, hey Rupak, I am facing this scenario where I want to get rid of junk. So please always question me, always ask me how much I am eating, and even if it means being crazy and taking food away from me, do it. I give you complete responsibility. I want to get rid of this habit and I trust you with this. See, that's how the things will happen for obliger. Now, the next tendency type let's come to discuss is questionnaire. Now, questionnaire is exactly opposite of obliger. Questionnaire are more internally driven people. They want to question things. They want to find the root cause, irrespective of that order has come from, I don't know, government or the best of best people. Until and unless they are not convinced, they're not going to do it. That's in their nature to not to do it until unless they are internally convinced. So for example, if you are one of those questioner, I'm sure one of the tendency which you have is analysis by paralysis. You just want to question and you just end up procrastinating on starting it. So yes, you need to little bit be pushed to do things, but don't push yourself unless you have thoughts, you have thought clearly. So research all you can, but let go of that mindset that you can do 100% perfect research. So with obliger, if I tell them, hey buddy, at 7 to 8 gym, 3 months you have to be there and you will lose weight, trust me, obliger will trust me. But when it comes to questionnaire, I need to convince them, and as a questioner you will ask a lot of questions. That's nothing wrong. Now as a questioner, you might have experienced that people feel insulted when you ask so many questions. So the simple way to start a conversation saying, hey buddy, I will ask you a lot of questions. It has to do nothing with you, it has to do entirely with me. I have this urge of knowing things before I start, so that's it. So just give me more information and I would love to follow it afterwards. Trust me, the person will give you answer any questions you like, and this is something which a lot of questioners have tried, and what you say, they have seen this beautiful result coming across. So questionnaire, find out your why. Get clear on your strategy. And I'm sure you might be like, hey, I know that. Trust me, you don't know it. You don't know it because you never analyzed your tendency, because you always felt too much as a creep or too much as a researcher. But that's your nature. There's nothing wrong. I'm giving you complete freedom to be your own self and make a habit or break it. So whatever process you want to do it, identify 3 months how you're going to do it, what diet you're going to follow, etc, etc. Get very clear picture in the mind, but just start. You'll get more research as you go up ahead. Are we clear with that? Questionnaire. Let's come to the rebel. Now, rebel, as the name suggests, they don't respond to external situation nor internal situation. These are the people for whom the freedom is the most important thing. Freedom is the most important thing. So if I tell them to be at 6, they will be like, who the hell are you to tell me to be at 6 out here? I will come whenever I want. Even if they want to come at 6, now they will not come at 6 because I told them to come at 6. I'm sure a lot of rebels are nodding, yeah, this has happened with me. And trust me, rebels are the people who sent me the results saying, I don't believe in this assessment. This is wrong. Let me tell you, I just get this kind of reply only from rebels. Few times for questionnaire, but I convince the questionnaire, they're quite chill with it. But with rebel, they just don't believe. They just want to accept it. How can you box me? How can you box me? Trust me, this assessment is not about boxing you. This is just giving you awareness. So as a rebel, now it's a very challenging situation because rebels are the people who have seen the people who beat themselves most. They just beat themselves. They just want to be disciplined because they want to create a lot of things. But that's not in your nature to be disciplined. First of all, you need to accept yourself as you are. Now you're angry. How the hell you can call me not disciplined? I will show you that I can be disciplined. Exactly. This is how we operate. Rebels operate from a place of challenge. They don't operate from a place of goal. They operate from a place of challenge. These are the people who want to prove others wrong, or want to prove themselves wrong, or who want to prove society wrong, and they will start doing it. That's it. See habits as the challenge. Let me give you one challenge. Usually it takes 2 months for anyone to build a reading habit. Can you build it in 45 days? I don't think so. As a rebel, you can. No, you just can't. I'm sure the rebel urge is getting out. How? Who the hell is he to tell me I can't do it? Now I will definitely do it. The other part of rebel will be like, I don't care, I will not do it. That's the too extreme way rebels operate. Now, the beauty out here is, no matter what habit you want to form, whatever structure you want to form, you're going to get bored of it. You're going to get tired of it. Let me tell you right now, I've seen a lot of rebels who want to be fit, but have done swimming, have done jogging, have done etc, etc, have changed every 6 months, year, and they are sad saying, hey, I can't stick to one. It's okay. End goal is to be fit. Who said end goal is to be a national level cricketer for you? Let yourself grow. Today you want to learn this thing, tomorrow you don't want to learn it. Completely fine. Why? And make it creative. If that's the same thing you want to do it. If you want to build a habit of reading books, I am all in with you. Read different books. Yeah, at the same time. Read at different time. Make reading process creative. Sometimes just listen to audiobooks. That's completely fine also. Make the process creative, make it more spontaneous. Yes, you need to have structure, you need to have routine where you say that I will do 45 minutes, but don't get too structurized around that also. So for example, if you feel like reading right now, just pause the video and read it. That's the habit you want to build. That's completely fine. And keep yourself at least a weekly goal. Don't keep yourself daily goal. You're going to end up frustrated. So I don't want, as a rebel, you should come and tell me, hey, I want to read daily. That's not going to happen. But if you come and if you tell me, hey, I want to read 100 pages every week, that's the goal, what I'm looking for. And then you know what I will do? I will tell, no, you can't read 100 pages. It's too difficult for you. And then let the rebel take over. and you will finish up 200 pages. Yeah. A lot of others who are watching are finding it difficult to believe. That's not the case. That's not how uh, rebels operate. But I'm sure a lot of rebels who are watching are like so angry on me, but at the same time they are like, this person gets me. The next, upholder serious kind of things. They are always focused, they're always trying to balance external and internal situations. And by the way, I am an upholder, so I very well know this tendency type. The strength of us is we have very good willpower. If we decide, we are going to do it. You follow up, you don't follow up, I don't give a damn. If I have decided, I am going to do it. And it's not rebel tendency, I'm just going to do it. That's the willpower talking. For rebel, that's the emotion talking. That's the process of proving something wrong or proving to themselves. But for us, it's just the process because we have enough willpower. Now the problem with us is, even though we are good at balancing internal and external situations, usually we are good at solving problems because we see both the perspective, find the middle way. The problem with us is we are constantly juggling things. We get tired with our work, we become sloppy, but we'll still keep on going because we won't take breaks. We won't take a pause and reflect on things what we are doing. We are just going. And somewhere that's the weakness. So for upholders, what I tell them, yes, plan your habit. I have no doubt that you won't be able to do it if you have failed on a particular habit in the past. Trust me, you don't want that badly in the first place, because as an upholder, if I want something, even if I don't know the way, I will go and get it. So we are go-getters out here. The only reason we don't do it because we just don't plan our breaks, and we have just too high expectation from ourselves. And when you don't give a break to your car and you're always expecting it to run at 100%, it's not going to do it. And that is why sometimes we just feel like quitting and going away, saying this is not working. This is an upholder tendency. Now let us see that if you have seen that 4 tendencies, those circles are concentric circles. Those are not independent from each other. So first of all, you need to analyze that sometimes as an obliger, you can behave like a rebel also, or you can behave like upholder also. And some part of your life, you have behaved it. So yes, you will get certain traits of people around you, but at the core, you're just going to be yourself. Now, many people have asked me this question, does my tendency change with time? I don't think it's time, it's the emotional experiences. If you suffer or if you go through something which is deep level emotional that changes you inside out, yes, your tendency will change. But I don't think, I've seen a lot of people who are taking tests year after year, they just have the same tendency. So unless you haven't been something transformational, you're not going to change the assessment. So rather than trying to push yourself, or trying to push yourself of certain tendency which you're not, try to own up your tendency and work as per that. So before that, let me give you just one example where I will give a same habit of, let's say, reading books, and how I will suggest an individual from different different tendency type to build that habit. Upholder, I know you guys will do it. Just plan yourself to go easy. If you keep a goal of reading 5 days a week, doing it 4 days a week, it's completely fine. There's nothing wrong. Again, what I want you to spice up things also. Just read 2 books at a time, 4 days 1 book, and 1 day different book, just to keep you creative, because you just like too much structure and you get stuck out there. Reward is important for us, but on a very rare occasions where we feel very low because we have good enough willpower. So do keep a reward, like I have kept it right now, but usually we don't need it, but still have it, because sometimes, like today when I was frustrated because the net was not working, the reward part did work, and that is motivating me to do the video right now. So yeah, reward is important. So just decide time, keep a reward as backup, and go for it, and don't have too much expectation from yourself. Like, have expectation, but don't go too hard. Next questionnaire. Boom. Let me give you permission that you have enough resources to start the reading activity. Yes, sometimes questioners are just waiting for some higher authority to give them all the information so that they can read, they can internally be convinced and start. So I'm telling you, just start. But be clear about how many days you're going to read, which books you're going to read. Plan things in advance, see how they are going to benefit from it. Just strategize very nicely. You guys will love that part. But after that, start doing also. So when it comes to difference between upholder and questioner, like as an upholder, I don't know what I'm going to do with that habit after 15 days, and I'm pretty chill with it. I'm like, we'll figure out on the way. But as a questioner, you can't. You need that clarity, and there is nothing wrong being obsessed with it. Just get the clarity and just decide to start. Then obliger. Yes, you can use willpower, you can push yourself. Fix your cue, routine and reward. Obliger, just follow the instruction. Fix your cue, routine and reward, and get someone to follow up with you. It can be your friend, it can be someone, but it has to be someone whom you respect. It cannot be someone whom you don't give a damn about it, because you are afraid of letting people down. But if you don't respect them in the first place enough, you're not afraid of it. So get some person whom you respect to follow up. Hey, did you read today? Hey, did you read today? If you have cue, routine, reward, and someone following up with you on regular basis whom you respect, just means very difficult for you to break that habit. And for all three, sometimes yes, we will get bored, so it's okay to skip a day or just try to tweak things, but that's a day or 2 day thing. But let's come to the rebel. As a rebel, I would definitely recommend you first let go of that mindset that you have to follow a particular structure. Keep a weekly goal. I want you to just see the difference here. I wanted all of you to read daily. Here I'm telling rebel to just read a book in a week. That's it. That's up to you how you should figure out, or half a book in a week if that's your space you want to go with. No daily steps, a weekly target, and see how you can make it creative. Use cue, routine and reward, yes, but see how you can make it creative. Can you read someday sitting in garden? Next day can you read somewhere sitting, I don't know, in your room? Someday at office? Someday you can change the book. But you have to make it creative. If you don't do it, trust me, you'll get bored and you'll just quit. Okay? Whereas with others, questioner, we all might start after a time, but moment as a rebel, I've seen once they quit, they rarely pick up that habit again. So please, before it becomes boring, monotonous, I want you to start doing it beforehand. Make it creative. Read 3-4 books at a time. Read in the morning or at night whenever you feel like. Yes, I want you to read in the morning, but if it does not happen, no one is forcing you to do it. Do it in the evening, do it in the afternoon. It's your freedom. I just want you to read half a book or a book in a week. Did you see the same habit? How I brief differently for each tendency. Now this is the homework what I want you to go with. First of all, Google about your tendency. Type 4 tendencies rebel. See the videos on it. 4 tendencies obliger. See the video on it. Try to get more clarity about those tendencies, and then reflect on your habit which you want to make and see how you can match as per your tendencies. And I'm sure a lot of questioners are right now, hey, we have come to end of the session. Can you give us more resources? Always trying to get more information. Obligers are pretty much happy. He delivered what he promised, so I'm happy. Upholder are like, oh, he could have done a little bit better. He should have worked on the internet, always trying to make things better. And rebel are like, it's too much. It's already 50 minutes. Come on, bro. I need to go. Yes, go. All the best. And once again, I'm sorry because the internet did not work and I had to record it, but I'm sure I did a way better job at this than while on the internet on, because it was also kind of frustrating. And I'd love to get your doubts. I'd love to answer them. Tata, see ya, bye bye, and go and create great habits. Take care.